It is Friday night, and you know what that means? Another episode of the Ham Podcast.
Ham
I'm
Podcast.
Helmke. That's
Sorry,
right.
how to do it.
No, you're good, baby. The excitement, I love it. Excuse me, I feel the energy. I'm Helmke. That's Mike, who I like to consider the Johnny Manziel of podcasts, baby.
What I mean,
That's right.
okay, I like the money fingers, but I don't know if I care too much about Johnny Manziel. But I'll take it still.
Well,
I'll take it.
Let's say it this way: the A&M Manziel,
Yeah,
right? When he was at the top of his game.
That's true. When he was great.
Big man on campus.
Yes.
Yep, Johnny Manziel. But hey, Mike, so what's going on, baby? How has your week been? Talk to me.
Doing the Heisman, but I don't think he was a Heisman winner, was he?
No, he did not win the Heisman that I know of.
No, I'm kidding. My week's been good. Besides, with all the gas prices going up, my week's been good. Glad. Now, no, I know you don't, but glad I work from home. But still, even when a little bit I do drive, when I have to fill up, it freaking sucks.
Yeah, it's going all right so far, man. I mean, I haven't used a bunch. I don't go a whole lot of places, so it's normally working home, and an occasional, stop at the grocery store, which is like a minute from my house. So it's not too bad.
True.
But other than that, everything else has been good for you?
So far, yeah. I mean, waiting for this cold front to kick in, which kicks in like sometime early overnight. So this freeze coming in today and tomorrow, which is weird because we don't get a freeze this late in the early season of the year. I guess you want to say it. If that's correct. But
I know.
Yeah, weird. And then we go spring forward Sunday too, right?
Sunday, we lose an hour. Yes, sir. Yeah. Springing forward.
I love losing sleep. I hate to sleep.
Yeah. Gas prices are sky high, and now we're gonna lose sleep. Yay us!
COVID's not gone. COVID's dying down, and then gas prices said, hold up, keep staying in your house a little longer. I'm not saying I don't go anywhere, but worry about not going out with something else. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, hey, whatever, welcome.
Yeah,
no,
I hate to sleep, and I lose that too. Like, thanks a lot.
Hey, fuck it, right? What else do you want to take from us? Shit,
damn it.
Damn.
I just want to live. Yeah. I mean, I am living, but sorry, knock on wood.
Yes, knock on wood. Yes.
I mean, no, I just want to be free.
Right? My week has gone.
You didn't ask. Sorry. How has your week been?
But,
well, you started when you replied. You were saying about your week, so I thought you were going to continue. So yes. So John, how was your week? My bad.
My week has actually been good, man. It's actually felt like a very long week. Like it felt like I took the scenic route to get to Friday. It's like, oh, finally we're here. But it is here. The weekend is here. I'm ready to unwind a little bit and, just enjoy myself. Looking to go to the movies on Sunday. Want to go check out the new Batman. So looking to do that this weekend.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I haven't been to the movies in a while. I actually was thinking about seeing two. I really want to see the new Jackass and Batman.
Yeah, Jackass looks like it would be good. I also want to watch Uncharted because I played all. Well, okay, I'm not all the games. I played the original 3, and then there's a spinoff with the girl, which I'm going to say girl because you won't know the name. And then there's a 4th, which I haven't.
Barbara?
I haven't played the last 2. No.
Is her name Barbara?
No. Barbara? Nope.
That just seemed like a really gaming girl name. That's why I was like, Barbara?
Oh, damn, Barbara? No.
Damn it, Barbara.
I forgot what her name is. I could look it up if you really want to know, but
nah, I don't.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Hey, but what everybody doesn't know is that we have been playing Golf with Friends. It's called Golf with Your Friends. And so me, Helmke, and a few of our other buddies, which is Goat Cheese and Dallas and Zane. That's been a lot of fun. So if you ever never seen Golf with Your Friends.
And Beefy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beefy.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Beef Supreme. Sorry. Mr. Beef also playing with us. My bad.
I get beef.
Yeah, so
What's going on? Yep. What's going on, J.E. Cepeda? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Ham Podcast. So let's jump right in, Mike. Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Right? Let's pick up where we've left off the last couple of weeks, right?
Okay.
The big thing that we've been talking about, now, I mean, it's still a big issue, right? Is the Cain Velasquez thing, right?
Yes.
First, we talked about him with shooting the guy, and then it came out We talked about it later, how it was because the guy had molested. I'm going to go ahead and say molested because he was already arrested and charged with this case. So there is no more allegedly, right? He's already been charged with it. They were putting him
Allegedly.
on house arrest. So, yeah, so that happened. And then now he had his latest court case, right? Where they were going to determine if he would be allowed to bond out or not, right? And
Mm-hmm.
apparently a bunch of people wrote letters and Dana White being one, a bunch of other UFC fighters wrote letters on his behalf, and the judge still said no. Bail denied. She said that it was too big of a risk to allow him out, and she just couldn't do it. She couldn't, so she denied his bail, which still blows my freaking mind. That yes, he used a gun. I get it. He shot somebody, but you won't. He was defending his daughter. You won't grant him bail. But the guy who did the molesting, okay, you can bail out. We know you molested probably a bunch of kids from the daycare, but hey, you know what? Go ahead and bail out, man. You're good. Go. What? Hey, go enjoy life, buddy. You molested kids. Who cares, right? Go enjoy life. Where is our justice system at nowadays, man?
Well,
come on.
If you think about also the justice system, there's a lot of like I mean, for everything, there's certain crimes that are lesser than others, but are worse than those others. You know, so
which one's worse in your mind? Let me ask you that.
Well, I mean,
in this situation,
no.
other shooting.
I just meant
no
like
other,
I just meant like in general. Like you can have someone that can go in for like let's say a couple years for having like a bag of weed, where a guy that robbed and stole a car, just has to go pick up trash on the side of the road. I don't know.
Exactly.
So it's just like
crazy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of those kind of laws to where like certain things are different sentences, even though it's like the severity of that sentence is opposite, which it's like, so it's weird. But I don't agree with the sentence. If anything, if she I think you said it was she, right? The judge is she.
Yeah, it's a she.
Give him house arrest. So he can just be at home. He can't go nowhere. So guess what? If he goes somewhere, well, the cops will find him.
Yeah, she hasn't even granted him that.
That's nuts.
Cain is in jail still. Granted, it's not prison, right? He's not in prison, but he's in jail. And it's just, it's despicable to me that he's still in jail. J.E. Cepeda says that's why he wants to be in the position to rewrite the law.
That'd be nice.
Crimes against a child, the person should be under the prison. I agree. Actually, that's funny that he said that, right? I was watching a video on YouTube the other day where the judge tricked a defendant, right? Somebody who's being charged. So apparently a guy was being charged with, I guess, abusing his kid, or I guess, I don't know if he killed him or sexually abused. The video didn't show that part, right? But he'd been charged with something. And he kept denying that he didn't do it. And so the video picks up where he's like, I think it's sick that people, this is the gentleman who was being charged. He goes, I think it's sick that people go and do this to kids and da-da-da-da. They should be really sentenced harshly. And the judge goes, well, let me ask you a question. He goes, if we found the person and found them guilty and you were the judge, how would you sentence them? And he goes, me, if I was the judge and we found the person, he goes, I'd put those people under the prison. And the judge goes, oh, okay. So you have been convicted and found guilty. He goes, I'm giving you the max sentence of life in prison without a chance of parole. And the guy's just standing there like, oh, fuck. I just sentenced myself. Like, he gave himself the sentence, which is great. He deserved it. He did it.
But I mean, in that situation, he probably shouldn't have done all that, but...
Yeah. But it was great. I loved it. J.E. Cepeda says in California, back in the 1880s, crimes against a child, the penalty was death.
Death,
okay. I tell you. Yeah, so I agree, man. If you're gonna go out there and you're gonna improperly touch a child who can't defend themselves, you deserve to be... You should have the shit beat out of you by that kid's parents. Like, your arms tied behind your back where you can't defend yourself just like the kid couldn't, and have the shit beat out of you.
Well, hopefully he does go to prison eventually, and then he'll get beat up and whatever else in prison. when that happens. Well, hopefully that happens. Hopefully that happens.
Exactly, I agree. But yeah, that's the latest on the Cain thing. But yeah, apparently
hashtag free Cain.
That's right, hashtag free Cain. It's all over my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter. Yep, I agree. But yeah, apparently a bunch of fighters, MMA coaches, people who didn't even know, like, I don't want to say no, people who didn't even train with Cain but knew him, all wrote letters to the judge. I think they said she received like 200 letters or something, asking for permission to get him bailed out. And no, she denied bail again. And then a little follow up on the Derek Brunson thing. Mm-hmm. So he came out with another post saying that he did raise $10,000 and the check has already been sent to Cain's wife.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that she can either pay the lawyers or maybe she needs help paying the bills. Who knows? I don't know the circumstances of their life. So whatever it is, she's definitely got the money now for her to do with what she needs. So that's amazing. Derek Brunson, again, big shout out to you. And that's somebody who didn't even train with Cain, right? But they come from the wrestling world, right? They come from the MMA world. So that's amazing. J.E. Cepeda says, like the father a few years ago here in Texas, guy caught a guy in the act of hurting his child, beat him to death, no charges. Yes, Mike and I were actually talking about that.
Yeah.
Last week. How the guy, beat him to death with his hands, and they didn't charge him with anything. He was released. So maybe had Cain did that, but then again, we're talking about those crazy ass California's law. I mean, their laws are the same as ours, pretty much, right? It's the same law nationwide, but their judges are different, right? It's not Texas judges where, it's like, good, you touched the child, F that. Oh well. No, these judges in Cali, they're a little bit different. So it's a shame that this judge, I don't know if she's the one that let the guy had bail, but she obviously is the one that's denying Cain bail. So hopefully nobody ever touches her or her child like that, right? Hopefully she never has to go through something like that and is put in that circumstance. So, yeah.
You're not lying
there.
That
was not a threat, by the way. That was not a threat. I'm not saying that. I want to clarify that real quick. That was not a threat. I sincerely mean, hopefully she's never put in a situation like Cain was put in.
You know what? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. But on the, I guess it would say, I guess because we don't have, well, I guess we can go this route. I mean, another person that's in prison, but not in the United States, but from Russia.
Ooh.
So the Brittney Griner was arrested in Russia because she was caught with weed. Now, I forgot, was it at the airport or was it like at her hotel? I forgot.
I think it was at the airport, but it wasn't even weed per se. I think they said hash oils.
Oh, okay, so like a vape pen.
Like a vape pen. So she was caught with hash oils, and tell him, Mike.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, so she had like an oil, so we'll say like a vape pen. But see, the thing is, like, if you're traveling to another country to play a sport, you need to know their laws, what you can and cannot have. Because having any type of cannabis oil, the actual buds, it's automatic 10 years. And it could be worse than that. But, like, the least is 10 years. Now, I'm not saying she's going to go to prison for it. I'm pretty sure somehow America, well, I don't know. Because right now with all the stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine, who knows? But, yeah, so last I knew, she was still there. I haven't heard an update unless there was something today that I haven't read yet. But yeah, so she is arrested and in Russia, and we don't know when she's coming out or if she's coming out or if she's going to get charged. That's all I know.
Here's my question, right?
Oh yeah, the airport. Now, he said at the airport, yes.
Yeah, J.D. Cepeda, thank you for clarifying. Now, here's my question: this isn't the first time she's played in Russia during the offseason of the WNBA, right? Mm-hmm. And most WNBA players do this because they don't make as much money as NBA players. During their offseason of the league, they go across season, they play in, whether it's Australia, Russia, Europe, wherever they're playing, Spain, they play in these leagues, right? So I'm not sure if this was Brittney's first time playing in Russia, mm-hmm. but if she felt comfortable enough to do it this time, who's to say she hasn't done it before? But because of what's going on this time, they searched her shit even more and they found it, or they didn't let her pass this time, right?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure she probably got caught before, like you were saying.
Yeah,
and there's like, okay, you go through, but since all the stuff going on, they're just like, no, we just can't slide this time.
Yeah, because apparently they were parading her mugshot on the Russian news. They were,
she's from the United States, of course.
Of course, she's from the U.S. So I agree with Jason Feather. I think they are using her as an example. Yep. Here's what sucks, right? She's from Texas. So once again, Texas looks like a weirdo state, right? You're going to Russia with hash oils with the vape pen. But hey, man, hopefully she gets released. Brittney, I tell you what, them Russian bitches, I'm sorry, I said the B word. Those Russian females better not try to mess with Brittney Griner. Remember in college when some chick pushed her and she punched her in the face when she was playing at Baylor? So they better realize Brittney Griner's from the hood and don't test Brittney. That's a big girl. That's a big girl.
I don't know how tall she is, but I know she's tall.
I think she's about 6'9", 6'10", somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, she's a big girl, man, and she's pushing probably about, I'd say about 190, 200, somewhere. No, she's probably about 210 because she's filled out. She's not a Kevin Durant string bring, So
he's small. He's small.
Yeah, she's probably a little thicker than Kevin Durant. Shit.
But he's always been skinny since Texas. So like, yeah, he's never put on like. Well, I'm not gonna say he's never put on it like muscle, but you think he put on a little bit more size. But since he's more of an outside shooter, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I agree with Jay Cepeda. This could turn out to like the guy who was in North Korea. I don't remember his name. Cepeda couldn't remember either, but it was something Otto where they made an example out of him. Or remember the kid in Singapore? Remember when we were younger, Mike? Mm-hmm. And that kid went vandalizing cars in Singapore and they caned him up and down the street in Singapore?
I don't remember that.
No, you don't remember that?
No.
I forget the kid's name, man, but they actually walked him up and down the street as they were caning him, man. They were beating him with canes, the government. And our government was like, well, shouldn't have been over there vandalizing cars, homie. They didn't want to start a war with Singapore, which would have been a quick and easy war, but they said, yeah, you're going to have to take that ass whooping, kid.
Well, I mean, well, if you do the crime, do the time. Is that right? Is that how you say it?
If you do the crime, you got to pay the time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know. So I'm just going to go with you on that. Yeah, okay. I mean, something like that.
That's what it is.
Okay.
If you commit the crime, you got to pay the time.
Wait, okay. I don't know. Just sounds weird at the same time.
When in Rome.
That's true. When in Rome. Screw that. Screw all of that.
I love it, man. I love it. So we're talking about a lot of violence, right? Cain shooting, Brittney Griner possibly beating up girls in prison. What about this teacher, Mike?
Oh God. Yeah. So go ahead. So there's a video, and I think I have the video still.
Yeah, let's see that shit. If you can play this one, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's see that shit. That shit was I watched that like 10 times in a row because I loved it.
Okay, so I have the video here. Let me get it all set up real quick here. I don't know why I had to say it like that, but So let's go to the video screen. I wanted to say that. It sounded cool in my head. So let's go and let me turn this. Wait, where's it? Right here. Here we go. So so I don't know exactly what the student did, but the teacher decided I'm gonna go after him and then punch him or slap him. But I'll show you. There's no sound that I know of. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Is there sound? No sound.
I love it though.
Turns the corner, grabs the kid.
He's walking with a purpose already. You see it.
The kid just falls. I mean, I'm assuming his head hurts because it bounced off the wall.
No, I gotta see. Hold on. I gotta see this. I think they push him against the wall. Pop. Every time I see it, man. First of all, Mike, I'm gonna tell you like this. I give this teacher some credit, right? Because tell me what teacher wouldn't want to do that to a badass kid who's always misbehaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, though, this teacher needs to thank God he goes to a that looks like a nice, respectable school in a nice neighborhood. Because had that been a hood school, he'd have had a punch coming right back at him.
Well, I mean, yes, there's a lot of teachers that would like to do this because I mean, kids are assholes. Trust me, I know. We all been to school before, so we know. But he's also been fired too, just so you know. So it was nice to do it, but he doesn't have a job anymore, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of schools will not hire him because that's going to follow him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
But then again, I mean, I'm not criticizing him because he's an older gentleman, but he's probably close to retirement anyways. Enjoy it. Enjoy retirement.
Yeah, I mean that's what they said, that he was close to retirement, and apparently they honored his tenure. So I guess they're gonna give him whatever pension he earned. But the school every time I see it, I'm sorry, I can't help but to laugh, man. That shit is so funny. That boy Flosky said he was not supposed to be wearing the hoodie over his head. The teacher told him to take it off, and he walked away from him. Good, that's what the kid gets. Stop. Why do kids think that's okay nowadays? When an adult, I don't care who it is, and I see it all the time. I see it at the grocery store. I see it everywhere, bro. These kids think it's okay when an adult tells them something. I'm just gonna fucking walk away. I'm gonna walk. Fuck this dude. I'm walking. No, there are consequences to your action, and the consequence here is you can get your head slapped up. You're gonna get your head slapped. That's what's gonna happen. I mean, it's so funny, dude. The kid's head just bounces off the wall. I love it.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, I'm gonna date myself, but I remember in school we had CD players. I know it's kind of weird to say because it feels like we have so much new advancement now, but where we have them in our ear, we're hearing our music, and also the teacher goes, turn that off or put it away, and you put it away, you bring it back out, put it away, bring it back out, and it's just like bring it to me, and that's when you start getting attitude. Maybe you walk out of the room. So kids just need to learn. I say kids now because I know I'm pretty sure more than likely 100% that I didn't always listen, but I guess the cycle keeps going, but still the teacher shouldn't have touched him. I'm pretty sure lots of teachers want to do it, but yeah.
Look, we got to be realistic, right? Coleslaw 83. Let a teacher touch my child. I look good in orange. F that tiny tea douche, right? I agree, Coleslaw, right? But at the same time,
you can read that whole sentence if you wanted to.
Oh, I can't bet. Yeah. Let that teacher touch my child. I look good in orange. Fuck that tiny dick douche, right? Yeah. So here's the thing, though, right? Is I'm very realistic. If I know my kid's a badass kid, and he has attitude problems, right? And let's say I'll give my son as an example. I've spanked my son, right? I've had to put hands on my son for him acting dumb and put a little sense back in his head. But if I know he acts like a moron in school, you know what, man? How can I really be mad at that, right? I mean, how can I really be mad at that? It's like the equivalent of me dropping him off at my grandma's house, right? My grandma's babysitting, and she spanks him for acting up. Granted, it's family, whatever, but it's the same thing. This person is in charge of watching your child for 8 hours out of that day, right?
No, not really. Well, no, because remember they all go to different classes, so it's probably
but right now during COVID, they're not. A lot of these schools around the nation are staying in one class, and they're not traveling because of COVID. So let's say that is the situation.
Just
right?
So y'all know, doesn't have a kid, does not know. You'll see in a second, Helmke.
Okay, so it's just I mean, I feel bad for these teachers. I mean, I agree with Flosky. Teachers don't get paid enough to put up with these kids nowadays. These kids are horrible, man, and that's mine included. I'm not. My son acts like an asshole sometimes. I'll be the first to admit it. That's why I got to slap some sense into him, right? But after I do, it knocks the sense. Like this boy, I'm sure this boy learned a little common sense. He had to knock back into him. That teacher probably did what mommy and daddy should have been doing. So kudos to the teacher.
Or the parent or the dad's going to, well, I guess you say both parents maybe want to go kick the teacher's ass. Yes. Never know.
You never know.
Well, I would say teachers have never been paid well. Doesn't matter how far back you want to go. But there was a time when teachers could spank your kids.
Yeah, exactly. And Coleslaw,
not today.
Yeah, Coleslaw 83, I get where you're coming from. Hitting your kid is one thing. A teacher putting their hands on a student, especially one smaller than the adult, is a big no. I agree.
Yeah, because I know you 100%. Would be at that school looking for that teacher.
I agree with you. However, we don't know the backstory of this kid and this teacher, because sometimes these kids, they like to act like they're adults, right? And these kids, I've seen kids at grocery stores be like, fuck you, telling their parents, fuck you.
If I did that one, I'd have been in trouble.
Buddy, if I did that to my mom, I wouldn't have no teeth in my mouth.
True.
If I did that to my mama, I'd have no teeth in my mouth.
Oh, me too. I mean,
because she'd slap me at that moment, and then as soon as I get home, or as soon as I went to my grandma's, she gonna slap me, and then when my dad gets home from work, he gonna slap me. So ain't gonna be no teeth in my mouth, right? Lowski caught the paddle at Kirby Elementary several times. I caught the paddle several times in elementary, right?
I never did.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it's Big John would have handled that quick if I would have told my mom. So look, man, let me tell you a little story.
Yeah. Well, before you tell the story, I also would have been destroyed by my parents. I mean, yeah, one of my mom, if it was to my mom. Then when my dad got home from the army, I would have been, I don't even know what he would have done to me. But
buddy, he would have got you.
It would not have been good.
Yeah, he would have got you good. Your dad would have, he would have destroyed you. But yeah, quick little story, man. I'll tell this story quick. One time, so my dad's, my dad's side of the family, we're mixed, right? We got some black in us. And I just remembered my mom picked up my grandma. It was me, my mom, picking up my grandma to go to the grocery store, and I was sitting in the front seat, and my grandma was like walking up to the car, and my mom goes, sit in the back. Yeah, destroyed is the perfect word for it. And my mom was like, sit in the back, and I go, nah, I'm sitting in the front, right? Now, mind you, I'm probably 12 years old at this time, right? I'm about 12, and I'm not a small 12-year-old. I'm a big boy, So my grandma gets to the car, and she kind of hesitates, like, is he going to move, right? And I said, sit in the back, Grandma. And me being stupid at that age, 12 years old, I regret this till this day of my life. I regret this, man. And, rest in peace, Grandma. I said, N-word, sit in the back.
Ooh.
Tell my grandma, right? Now, this is my dad's mom, right? And my grandma just kind of looks at me, and she tells my mom, no, I'll get in the back. And my mom looks at me, and she gives me that one line that we all hate to hear. Wait till I tell your dad.
Oh,
right?
man.
So I look at her, and I still try to be tough. And I'm like,
you can tell him all you want.
Tell him.
Or something
tell
like
him.
that, yeah.
Yep, I go, tell him. And we go to the store, drop my grandma back off. We get home. I'm chilling in my room. A couple hours later, I hear the door open, and I can hear my mom telling my dad something, but I can't really make out what she's telling. Now, at this point, it's already kind of left my mind, This was early in the morning that this happened, about 8:30. My dad gets home about 5:30. So at 12 years old, I'm already thinking about some other shit, I hear my dad go. Now, my dad never called me about my name, right? It was always boy. So my dad goes, boy, bring your ass over here.
Damn.
All I remember, now mind you, I'm 12 years old, and I'm a big 12-year-old, right? I turned the corner from the hallway, one-handed, grabs me by my shirt, snatches me up against the wall to where I'm above him, and he's holding me one-handed. My feet are dangling, and he's like, let me find out you ever call your grandmother that again. You're done. I'm ending you. Plain and simple. I freak out because my dad never really got after us, because I never made him until that day. And so I start bawling. I'm 12 years old. I'm like, I'm sorry. I start doing the hyperventilation. I'm sorry. And he drops me and he goes, get your ass to your room. And I go to the room, and I just remember crying to my. The lip was shaking. The bottom lip was getting sucked in, and everything. And yeah, needless to say, as soon as he calmed down, he made me call my grandma, and of course, rightfully so.
Yeah,
I apologized. Yeah, I apologized. I apologized. I was crying when I apologized, not because of what my dad had said, but it had finally registered in my mind what I said, the magnitude of what I said. And sometimes these kids need that, man.
I've never said anything like that.
Yeah, Mike, I was a dumb kid. Mike. I didn't mess up a lot like that. That was one of the very few times, but yeah.
I know John could call my bluff on that. Well, okay, not to that extreme, but in a similar circumstance.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that right now.
No.
But Papa Dallas, welcome in. What's going on?
But back to Cole. So what Cole was saying, I do agree. Yeah. He is a lot smaller. He is an adult. He should have more control than that. But like Humpy was saying, who knows what this kid's been doing, let's say over days, weeks, maybe even months. Finally snapped. Not saying that it's still okay to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
I agree. It's not okay.
But yeah, so he should have had better control. But there is a breaking point for everybody. And I know, hold on. I see it. But yeah, it's not okay. But I do agree with everything you say.
Yes, Coleslaw, I want you to know this. I agree with you. It is not okay. I agree with you, Coleslaw. It's not okay, but damn, that video made me laugh. I'm sorry. That shit made me laugh.
You're like, it's not my kid, but so it's funny. But
wait, Mike, go ahead.
Papa Dallas. We got Mr. Fancy 08 making a quiet appearance today.
Whoa. Talk about a girlfriend of the past, right? A ghost of the past. Ghost girlfriend of the past. That's your bitch, ain't it, Mike?
Wait, what?
Ain't that you always be saying he one of your bitches?
No. Never said that. Okay. Why you put words in my mouth?
Oh man, buddy. I'm just saying what I heard you say.
I don't know. But what I heard him say was that you're his bitch. Now that's what I've heard.
Well, we know who's scared. I damn right said that.
No. Said that. He said that you're his bitch. Wait.
Hell no.
Yeah, that's it. Right?
No. Moving on. Speaking of
okay.
Yeah, speaking of being made an example of, the NFL has made an example of Calvin Ridley.
Oh yes. This
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Continue. I know this one already.
Yeah, it came out. Okay. Okay. The way you said it, I know this one already.
Yeah.
It came out that Calvin Ridley was found betting on games. Apparently originally it came out that he had bet on a few games totaling about $1,500, right?
Yeah.
$1,500.
I like that's chump change.
Doesn't seem like a lot. Yeah. And so the NFL went and suspended him a whole year. This whole upcoming season, he has been suspended without pay for betting on games. Now, it also came out that some of those games were Falcon games, right? Which has always been a big no-no. You don't bet on your own game. Even if it is you to win,
but
you don't bet on your own game. But I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Those games he bet on is when he was hurt. He wasn't even practicing with the team.
Okay.
He wasn't even playing on the team. Of course, he was hurt. So that's when he was betting. But also, it's a full year ban for betting on games when you're hurt, weren't even playing. And I mean, now this is the same thing we were talking about earlier about how our system puts people in prison for long terms for dumb stuff. This is the same thing. We've seen other athletes get into accidents, hurt the other people, beat their wives, beat their kids, or whatever it is. I mean, I know if it's kids, but I know wives that get like.
Oh yeah, kids. That was Peterson. Yeah, Adrian Peterson beat his kid. 4 to 6
game suspension. Some of them don't even get a suspension, and then he gets an entire year betting while he's hurt. That's stupid.
Before the show started, Mike, tonight, they released another one. Now, they didn't say how much, but apparently it's a lot more games. It has come out that there's a lot more games that he betted on than just the few that he did. They totaled 1,500. So apparently not only is it a lot more games, but also a way larger amount. So
still hurt or while he was playing?
They didn't specify. They haven't fully released it yet. So I'm waiting for that to come out. So maybe by next week's show, we can have that full story for you. But Sports Illustrated came out, and I think it was Sports Illustrated. I saw it came out and said that it's been told that it was a lot more games and a lot larger of an amount than was originally told.
Okay,
so
if it's a larger amount and he's hurt, I don't see the big deal. Now, if he's betting on his team while he's playing, that's a big no-no. Big no-no.
Yeah, but even then, I can understand if he's betting on the other team while he's playing. I get that because then it looks like you're throwing the game, right? Maybe he's dropping passes or something like that. But if he's betting on his own team, why not? You have that much confidence in yourself and your team. Why not be allowed to bet on your own team, right? UFC fighters do it. They place bets on themselves when they fight, right? So
I would say bet on other teams, but your own should be okay.
No, the bigger thing is why the I'm sorry, I almost let out a big F word. Why the hell are you the one placing the bets?
You can say a big F word.
You should have a fucking man, one of your homies, that are placing those bets for you under his name.
That can still get you in trouble if it's found that the money eventually reaches your hand. So you can still get in trouble.
How's it going to be found? How's it going to be found though? It's either the only person that can snitch.
Just saying.
Yeah, the only person that can snitch is his boy, and at that point,
he ain't
now
your boy
you know that ain't your boy. Yeah.
Hey, but money can make everybody very evil. So
exactly.
So like, let's say he starts winning like millions and millions and millions, and that guy's like, "Man, I'm placing all these bets. I need to make more money." He goes and he tells him, he's like, "Fuck no, this is my money." And then boom, it got leaked.
That's why you weigh the risk versus the reward, buddy.
True.
You have to weigh this option, man. But I don't look. The biggest travesty when it comes to sports betting has always been the Pete Rose thing.
Oh yeah, Pete Rose. That's the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah, the poor guy can't even be inducted into the Hall of Fame
ever
because he bet on some games, which is a travesty to me. You're talking about one of the greatest baseball players of all time. All time. To me, better than Barry Bonds. To an all-around game. I'm not saying home runs. All-around game.
But then the home runs are still kind of asterisk. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, but think about it. This is what blows my mind, right? And I'm getting a little hyped here.
I like it. Be hyped.
He bet on games and was banned from the Hall of Fame for life. Yet Barry Bonds, who tested positive for PEDs, granted, he's not in the Hall of Fame. This was his last year. He still wasn't voted in, but he was at least allowed to be voted in.
Yeah,
so he had a chance.
Yeah, they could have chosen for him or chosen him to be in it. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Him, Clemens, Schilling, what's his name from the Cardinals? McGuire.
Is he
Sosa. In? No, they all failed to on this last ballot.
Okay.
To get in. None of them are in, but they all had the chance. And these are guys who took PEDs.
Yep.
Who cheated the game. Pete Rose didn't cheat the game. All he said is, "I believe in myself and my team enough." But here's the one thing: Pete didn't even bet on his own games. Pete was betting on other games.
And he got a lifetime ban.
Yeah, he didn't even bet on himself or his team the way Ridley did. And he got a lifetime ban. Until this day, even with the new commissioner, they won't allow him in. That's crazy to me. That blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
One of the greatest top 10 baseball players of all time can't be inducted because he bet on some games.
Yeah, I feel like the betting. Okay, let's say even if they did allow betting, let's say there's a rule you just can't bet on your own games. Period. Okay, I'm okay with that. Bet on other games, but I mean they can't even bet on anything right now.
Bet on anything, and that's a shame. That's a shame, man. And back then, I mean, for Pete Rose back then, they weren't making the kind of money baseball players are making now. I can understand if he was making that $300 million contract. Why bet? You got fucking more than enough money.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't making that kind of money when Pete Rose was playing. So I'm sure he took it as, hey, I'll make me some extra money, right? I mean, maybe he was a gambler. Who knows? I don't know. But it's just a travesty that he's barred from the Hall of Fame because he bet, and then it's a bit of a travesty that Ridley's suspended the whole season for betting on games. It's ridiculous. But guys who take PEDs, all right, you can still 4 games. You get 4 games, buddy, and then you can come back.
Yeah, I'm saying like there's all that I don't know. All of the crimes don't match the sentences that are given. Okay, not all, but most. So it's just I wish I don't know. You can say that I wish there's a better way, but I guess that always doesn't happen. But talking about risk and reward.
Oh, tell me.
I mean,
Tell me more. Tell me more.
So we're gonna stay with the NFL theme here for another moment. But did you hear? I know you heard. I'm just gonna say it anyway. But did you hear about the big trade that went down between Seattle and Denver?
Oh yeah, Seattle gave Denver the 12th man, and Denver gave Seattle the Mile High name.
No.
I'm just playing. Yes, I heard about the big deal, my man.
Yeah,
the big trade.
Russell Wilson is going to Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos gave them everything in the world, basically. I mean,
they gave him 2 first-round picks.
Yep.
2 second-round picks. A 4th-round pick. They gave him their best tight end and Noah Fant, who's also a young tight end. 2nd or 3rd year player who's one of the better tight ends in the league.
Yep.
And 2 other players.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him 3 players and 5 draft picks for the first 2 rounds. Crazy.
Yep. Yeah, they gave him everything. Now, don't get me wrong. Russell Wilson is a great player. I just don't think it's worth all of that worth of a player.
Let me ask you, like, other than Judy,
okay,
other than Jerry Judy, name me 3 offensive players on the Broncos team. other than Judy and Russell Wilson.
No, there's one more receiver I know, but I can't think of him right now. But I could that would be like the only one I could name. Everybody else, I couldn't even give you a lineman if I wanted to. I couldn't even give you a defensive end because they traded him last year and he won the Super Bowl. So I have no idea.
And that's why it blows my mind that these analysts on ESPN are talking about, well, this Russell Wilson deal just made Denver a potential a Super Bowl team. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you? And then they're in a division with Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, and the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't even think they'll finish in first place in that division. You're telling me Super Bowl contender because they got Russell Wilson? Which, by the way, let's be realistic here. He didn't have that great of a year in Seattle, and he had DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. It's like, come on, buddy.
And I think he had a better line over there than he will in Denver. So,
yes.
I hope what he wished for about, I want to leave because I don't feel like the team is supporting me. Well, get ready because this team may not support you any better, at least for a while. And by that time, you're probably on your way out.
I don't know what Seattle's thinking, but they also let go of Bobby Wagner.
Oh, that one I saw, yeah.
Best linebacker. And today it came out that the Cowboys have already reached out to him.
I think that's a great idea.
As a Cowboys fan, it's an amazing idea to have Bobby Wagner and Micah Parsons at linebacker.
And then you can have Van Der Esch if you want as a backup.
Oh, man. Sign me up. Sign me. I was already a Cowboys fan. But and here's the thing. I always hated Bobby Wagner because he always destroyed the Cowboys. But if he's on our team, he's got my vote.
you know who the next quarterback is going to be traded? He is from the Cardinals.
Kyler?
No.
Little 3'2" Kyler Murray?
I only say that because he had released all of their released the Cardinals from all of his social media, I guess wanting a better contract. Man, but they could release
that's a whole shit show waiting. It's already happening, bro. He removed them from his social media. Then they came out and said, "Oh, he's a distraction to the team. He's immature. He's a problem." And then so he comes out and says, "How am I a problem?" Then they don't respond. It's a bad breakup between those two. It's like middle school kids who don't know how to break up with each other.
True.
Welcome in, hey Mike.
What's up, Mike?
In, sir. Welcome in. Hey, better late than never. That's what I always say.
True.
Except for even when it comes to I finally started. At that time of buddy, sweat off that. Thank you, girl. Better late than never. Yes,
a lot of crazy stuff. And then, I know you're happy that Carson Wentz is gone. Well, I mean, no. You think he should be gone, not just to another team.
Look, man, Carson Wentz is. You know what I like to consider Carson Wentz? I like to consider Carson Wentz like the James Harden of the NFL. He's a good player in the regular season. He's going to win you some games. He's going to get you close to the playoffs or even in the playoffs. But he ain't going to win you a championship. He's not that guy. That's not Carson Wentz. He can get you close. He'll win you games. He'll throw touchdowns. But he's not going to win you a championship. He's not. That's not who he is.
And it's bad to say this, but I almost feel like Dak Prescott could be the same way.
Yeah, I agree. As a Cowboys fan, that's kind of where he's going. Yep. He's going to break all these records. He's going to throw a bunch of yards and touchdowns, but he ain't going to win us a damn Super Bowl. And it's a shame because right now, I was talking to a buddy at work, Mr. Simpson, shout out to Mr. Simpson, talking to him, and, he's right. We've got about a 3-year window with this team to win a championship. If we don't do it within 3 years,
over.
We're starting over again.
Yep.
Here we are starting all over. He ain't no Tom Brady. He ain't no holla back girl. No, I agree, man. Dak is no Tom Brady. I will admit that, but it does hurt, Mike. It hurts a lot, buddy.
I mean, it does. It does. It hurts.
Especially because I know he's got the talent.
What can we do?
It is what it is. But let me tell you who else, right?
Uh-huh.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, still,
he's got himself.
I don't know what you can say. I'll wait till what you're going to say. I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, I was going to say, he's got himself a Super Bowl. He's got himself a ring, but he just got himself paid.
Well, no. Not yet. He hasn't officially signed yet. So those are all rumors.
Buddy.
So that $200 million 4 years is a rumor. So Aaron Rodgers himself came out and said, I have not signed a contract. I have not agreed to anything. The only thing, I will play for Green Bay next year. That's all he said.
Well, they can't franchise him because they already franchised Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
So the only way he's going to play for them next year is if he signs a contract.
Hey, they could do a 1 year, $25 million. No, he'll be more, probably like $35 million.
Why would you do that?
I mean, I'm not saying.
If you're the Green Bay Packers, why would you put yourself through that again? Signing him to only 1 year.
Do you trust your backup?
No.
I don't either.
But I'd rather trust my backup that I really don't trust instead of having to go through the whole media hoopla of what's going to happen next year now again, Rodgers. I heard you didn't like what management did. They still didn't bring in any players for you. You got the same team as last. Why would you want to go through that again?
True.
For 1 year? If you're going to sign him, you got to sign him to end his career there in Green Bay because he's 38 now. He's 38 years old. You got to get him if you're going to finish his contract there, right? Sign him to that 4 or 5 year deal, or you move on. And maybe the guy your backup love isn't the guy, and you use him for a year or two and then say, all right, now we're going to go and make a move, right? I mean, look, man, right? Little news here.
Uh-huh.
There's a quarterback that's on the block, Deshaun Watson. It was released today that all criminal charges were dropped against him.
Nice. Okay.
So he's not facing any criminal. Now, he still has the civil suits, and he's going to have to pay money in those civil suits. He's got 22 civil suits, and that's all about money. That's what the civil suits are. But the actual criminal case, all 12 criminal cases were dropped.
Now, I say nice because it's good for the NFL for him to play. Now, if all of those allegedly happen, it sucks if it does.
Yep.
But hopefully he learns if anything happened.
So who's going to go for the Deshaun Watson Super Bowl, right? The free. He's now the number one free agent. You can put that in the books.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's going to take that chance?
Is it going to be Tampa? Is it going to be Seattle? They need a quarterback.
New Orleans.
Is it going to be Indianapolis? New Orleans? Right. Who's going to make this run for Deshaun?
Right. Cardinals.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
They got to get rid of Kyler first.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, they got to get rid of Kyler, but the Cardinals, if they do, they could be in the running for him, So it's interesting, man. But before we let them go, there's one thing I want to talk about, Mike.
Okay.
And I love it. My man, Thug Nasty.
Okay.
My man, Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell, who just won a big fight, the biggest fight of his career this past weekend against Edson Barboza.
Mm-hmm.
They asked him about the Ukraine crisis.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And he said a very interesting comment. in the UFC the interviews after his fight. He said, "I will not go to another country and fight a war for politicians, crooked politicians who don't care about me. But if that war came here, because he's from Arkansas, he goes, if that war came here, I would dig my boots in that Arkansas soil and I will fight till the death for my land. But I refuse to go across seas to fight for politicians who don't care about me." What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, you can refuse it all you want, but since he's not in the military, it doesn't count. So what he says there doesn't mean anything. Now, if you're in the military, you sign to do whatever the military tells you to do. And if NATO sends you to Ukraine, is it right? Is that what he's saying? Right?
Well, it wouldn't be NATO, right? NATO can't send our military.
Well,
the U.S. would have to say, "Hey, we're going."
Well, I'm saying like NATO would tell the U.S., "Hey, we need such and such amount of people, or whatever you're going to do." The U.S. sends them. So if he's in the military, he has no choice but to go. And if you say, "I'm not going to do it," well, guess what? You're going to be kicked out of the military, and whatever else happens to you. But so like, but that statement, like, okay, now if you're saying about volunteering, okay, yeah, don't volunteer. You don't have to. But I mean, it's just depending on which way he's clarifying it. Because if you're in the military and you are told you're going there, you have no choice.
Well, here's the thing. It was a very hypothetical kind of comment, right? Because obviously we know he's not in the military. Obviously we know there is no draft situation right now where he could be called upon, right? But his comment alone, right? A lot of people started saying, "Oh, he's unpatriotic. Why wouldn't he go with the U.S. to war?" If you were him, would you feel the same way?
Well, I'm not going to say that you agree with every war that, I mean, yes, if you're, there's the link to the video if anybody wants.
Yes.
It's a lengthy article, so you want to watch it later, please, you're more than welcome to. But, yeah, I'm not saying that every military person, regardless of what branch you're from, that you want to go to every war. I mean, of course, there's wars you don't agree with, there's wars you don't want to go to, and whatever else that you're thinking of.
So here's my problem with what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
Right? If you join the military, you know what you're joining.
Well, yeah. That's not, but I'm saying it doesn't mean you have to agree like, "Oh, I want to go fight in this war," but I have no choice because I joined the military.
Exactly. So you don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
But him, right? What I'm saying is if you were in his shoes, right? And somebody asked you that question, would you have a similar thought, right? A thought of mind like he did? Or would you say, "No, send me, let's go, I'm ready"?
No, I would say if I'm sent, I'm ready to go. So because you're not, I mean, you can have, let's say, the army, right? Let's just say there's, I don't know, let's say there's 5 million army soldiers, but they only need 100,000. Now, if I was one of those 100,000, I'm told to go, well, I'm going. That's my job. That's what I signed up for. Regardless if I like this war or not, that's not for me to debate. I'm on my way.
That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, well, you have to, because
no, but let's say there was a draft, right?
Well, no, you can't. Now you're changing everything, because if I'm a civilian, I'm not going. If I'm being drafted, well, of course I'm going.
But that's what we're talking about, because he's a civilian. And that's what they were referring to when they asked him, if you were called upon to go fight in this war, would you go fight?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I mean, that's part of what we, if we're called upon, draft or not, we have to go. And if not, if you choose not to go, you go to prison. So regardless.
Yes.
I mean, he can say, "I don't want to go," but you're going to jail or prison.
I agree, though, with the certain aspect of what he's saying, right? Because he's not military. So let's say he did get called upon in a draft, right? Why would you go fight on another country's soil to defend their land, right? I get that aspect. Now, I also get your point, right? That's what America does. We go and we save people, right? We're almighty America.
Well, not right now, because they're not part of NATO. They're not an ally right now. That's why
That's
why we haven't sent, or NATO hasn't sent anybody, or no one's really sent.
Well, what have we already done? They're not a part of NATO. We've already sent guns, ammunition.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's not people,
right? Yes, but my point is if you were in that situation where they did a draft and they said, "Hey, we need you to go," would you be willing to go fight on a whole other country's soil for their war? Or would you say, "No, man, if that war comes here, I'll fight, but I'm not going to another country for a war that has nothing to do with me"?
If I'm drafted, I'm going.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. If Mike is drafted, he's going. I like it. I like what you're saying.
See, but that's what these people try to say, that they're patriotic, but when like they go to their civil duty, part of I'm not gonna say it's part of the Constitution, but I don't know exactly. But being drafted is part of what we're also built on, depending on what war it is. So you agree, if you're drafted, you go, and if you don't, there's consequences.
Why is that a part of what we were built on?
I mean, we've done it before in the past to have drafts.
We've done it. We've done it like once.
No, we've done it.
World War II.
Well, no, we've also
maybe World War One.
Well, there was other past drafts. You want to go like super far back because you had like the Minutemen and then all the other towns that you have to bring in. So yeah, we've done it many times before. It's not like it's an old news, but today people are entitled where if I don't want to go, I don't have to go. There's no heart for country. I mean, yes, that's not our country, but but also Ukraine does have a lot of. They are the highest grain providers for the entire world. So and not just grain, but there's other resources that they do give out to the world that we buy. So they are essential in a way. I just don't know every. There's a video I was watching and they name why they are important and why it's good if we can help them. I'm not saying that we have to go send soldiers, but there's a lot of things. But yeah, I mean, they are essential in certain ways.
A lot of shit that's important, right?
Yeah.
I think I get what you're saying, and to a certain extent, I agree with you. But I also see Bryce's point in at what point are we going to stop saying like, hey, let's go defend this country again. Let's go defend this country. How many times have we been burnt, right, by helping another country, and then when we call upon something, no, we're busy. Sorry, not necessarily war-wise or just whatever, right? We helped Iran, right, against Saddam. And then when we talked about an oil deal, they didn't want to strike an oil deal. We need actually this much money, right? All of a sudden, they forgot what we did for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at what point are we going to stop helping people and expecting them to help back and then keep getting fucked over and over? At what point do we say, hey, it's not affecting us right now, right? It hasn't affected us, right? Let's go ahead and not, and yes, we haven't sent anybody yet, but the time's going to come. It's going to happen where we're going to have to send soldiers.
Well, yeah, because it depends if they're going to keep attacking nuclear plants or if they start taking over Ukraine and the Ukraine can't defend themselves. And then, of course, we have to defend the NATO neighboring countries. Yeah, there's a possibility where we eventually will have to send people, not just U.S., but there's other countries that will send as well.
Yeah, so and it's not even a possibility. It's a win.
True, I agree. It's a win.
Let me tell you why. Putin ain't gonna stop because he don't want to look like a bitch losing to Ukraine, right? The size of Russia compared to the size of Ukraine, you think when you consider yourself the baddest man on the planet, and that's what he considers himself, the biggest, baddest leader, right? That's what Putin thinks of himself. You think he wants to go down as the guy who let Russia lose to Ukraine?
He did hire some mercenaries, I read.
He did, yes, from Syria.
Syria, I was thinking of Syria, yeah. Syria, yeah.
Yeah, he hired, and so what does that tell you?
That
he
needs
losing.
The
help.
He's losing.
But he's willing to do whatever it takes to regain control. And so it's going to come a time where we're going to have to send soldiers because this guy won't stop until he actually wins or until he's completely defeated. And I don't think Ukraine can completely defeat him, especially if he starts bringing in the mercenaries. And you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Remember Game of Thrones when Cersei Lannister was like, let's hire the what did they call them? They didn't call them mercenaries, but she goes, let's hire the hired guns. Basically, is what they are, right? And she's like, how much will it cost us? He goes, well, it's going to probably cost us like this much gold. She's like, just hire them. So Jesse Smollett was innocent. I think not, GOAT.
Well, I mean, yeah, he can hire a lot, and depending on how bad it gets, people are gonna have to step in to help Ukraine, or immediately if China steps in, everybody else is stepping in. So I mean, I don't mean like for Russia. I mean like China steps in, then NATO and other countries step in to help defend.
Yeah, it's gonna get interesting.
I mean, I feel like yes, it's a win. does more help, than what's being, given, like supplies, guns, tanks, jets, whatever they're giving them. Because this could turn into World War III, depending on how bad this gets. You just never know.
Yep. Now, last thing, Mike. You know me, I like to watch a lot of different podcasts, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching a podcast with Mike Tyson. Oh, right? Wow. You know about his podcast?
Yeah, I know all about it, man.
Yeah, so it's Hot Boxing with Iron Mike, I think it's called.
Oh, that's cool. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so he smokes during his show.
Damn it, we got to go to Denver or Cali, something.
If only I knew somebody in Colorado.
Oh, me too.
We know it. God. But so on this episode, he had Kevin Hart.
Oh, right? That'd be good. Yeah.
Now Kevin wasn't smoking, obviously. Mike was, but so they're talking about something, right? And all of a sudden, Iron Mike goes, "Hold on, Kevin." He goes, "Julius Caesar. He's the one that decided, how old we are." And Kevin Hart, the camera moves to Kevin. He goes, "Wait, what? Mike, what?" He goes, he's the one that came up with the concept. Julius Caesar came up with the concept about 365 days makes a year. He goes, that was Julius Caesar's concept. Now, he was born 70 years before Jesus.
What?
He goes, this concept is what made people realize, okay, 365 days is a year. That means we can now know how old we are. He goes, so this concept was so good, even Jesus went along with it. So, Kevin, had Julius Caesar never came up with the concept of 365 days equal a year, how old would you be? Now, this is high Mike, right? This is high as a kite. And Kevin Hart looks at him, he goes, Mike, this is one of those moments where I'm going to say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm really confused right now. He goes, and I think honesty is the best thing I can say right now is in, I'm confused, Mike. And he goes, no, think about it, Kev. Julius Caesar was born 70 years before Jesus, and yet Jesus went along with it, that 365 days makes a year, so now we know how old we are. He goes, so how old are you if that was never invented by Julius Caesar? He goes, Mike, I'm afraid to answer. The co-host goes, I think it just varies, on people's different thoughts. He goes, yeah, I'm going to go with what he said. He goes, I'm going to go with what he said.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I wish I could say, Mike, you are wrong. I just don't have the answer. But if you want to keep talking about your theory and let me Google here for a moment, I will give you the correct answer.
But it was fucking awesome because Kevin was looking at him in a way of I'm really listening to you. And then his answer was, Mike, I'm going to be honest, and I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. Now, what I just said was what I would be thinking. Because I don't want to say it because then I don't want to get knocked out by Mike Tyson. So I'll be like, I agree, Mike. And then I'll look at the camera and shake my head no, like this.
So Goat has a question for you, Mike.
Oh, yes. Okay. Question.
Read it out.
I thought you were going to read it to me. Who do you guys think is going to win? I'm guessing that's win, like WIN? The Players' Championship?
Yep.
What's the Players' Championship?
Golf, buddy. Golf. Come on.
Oh, me. Of course. Always me. I win. Because I'm a winner. Because I win no matter what. Yeah, that's me.
I think for me, I think it's going to be Bennett. I'm sorry, Bennett. I think it's going to be Bryce Garnett. I think Bryce Garnett's going to win the championship. Right now, he's tied at 6 under. So he's tied at first. There's about 4 guys tied at first at 6 under. So I'm going to go with Bryce Garnett to win the Players' Championship. What about you, Goat? What do you think?
I would say I have no idea, so I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Don't you question my sports knowledge, Mike?
I don't know. I saw you looking at a phone right now, so it looks like someone fed you some information, and because I know for a fact you don't know shit about golf unless it's Tiger Woods. Because that's all I would know. That's all I would know. Phil Mickelson maybe, but that's about it.
All of a sudden, all I know is Tiger Woods.
Hey, I don't have a Latino. I don't have a Latino on the field, so I can't say.
Course. It's on the course.
It's still a field. That course was built on a field. Just saying.
So now you're saying Tiger Woods. I only like him because he's black, and you're talking about a field.
Okay.
You're talking about a field.
Okay. Besides the two I mentioned, name another one.
Buddy, I'm a golf. You got old lefty.
No. Current.
Yes.
Old lefty. Who's old lefty? Who's old lefty? Name it.
Buddy, Phil Mickelson. Come on,
I already named that. I said the two that I mentioned.
Phil Mickelson?
I said Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson. That's what I said.
Mike, I don't have to prove my sports knowledge of golf.
Okay. He doesn't know.
Buddy, I know golf.
Name another one.
Why do I have to prove my golf knowledge to you?
Because if you ask me that question, I would have to prove myself.
Why do I have to prove my golf? Bro, there's a young man who came out of the University of Texas that is a golf legend right now. He won the Masters already.
Ooh.
Come on, buddy. You know what, Mike? I want you to figure it out. How about that, Mike?
How about
you figure out who I'm talking about out of Texas that won the Masters?
I don't know that one. I know Rory McIlroy. Is that his name? Is that his name?
Yeah, Rory McIlroy. That's easy, bro.
Oh, easy. Oh, whatever.
Where's he from?
Oh, I don't know where he's from. I have no idea.
That's right. That's what I thought.
Where's he from?
That's what I thought. He's from Ireland.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was just wondering.
He's a Conor McGregor fan, buddy. Come on.
Nothing wrong with being well, I mean, it's okay to be a fan of a loser fighter. I mean, that's fine.
And I'm talking about Spieth. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Speith, out of Texas, won the Masters. Jordan Spieth. Come on, pal. And I'm looking right at the camera. Ain't no phone in my hand.
No,
I've been going like this the whole time. Mike, you tested my knowledge, and I'm highly offended, buddy. So, go Cheese. I won this battle.
I'm just gonna say,
Cheese, let him know.
Just gonna say, it took him 10 minutes for that name to come in. He didn't know it right off his top of his head.
I have CTE. All right. Sometimes I forget shit. Okay.
So good. But that's it for the show for today. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us Friday night, and love watching the end of this. You know, I mean, I understand he took him 10 minutes to figure out the name of the golf guy, but it's okay. I get it.
You know what? Shut up. In the words of my friend Fancy 08, STFU.
No, jerk. But all right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Happy Friday night. Stay warm for everybody that's coming or being in this cold front. So stay warm today and tomorrow.
Everybody who's coming in the cold front?
I heard you say that. What I said that? Oh, that's going to be in the cold front. Stay warm, be safe, and try not to drive a whole lot because gas prices suck balls right now. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Friday night. Have a great weekend. John, want to close out with anything?
Yes. Guys, treasure your family. Treasure your family. Love them. Send out a text, a call. You never know when they're going to be gone. Enjoy your family. Love your family. Don't let a day go by without saying hello to them.
That is very true. Good saying. Great ending. And thank you, everybody. John, of course, you will see each other again on the podcast next Friday. We'll see all you guys there as well. Have a great weekend. Peace.
Rock out, everybody. Peace.